and welcome to the HBTV Weekly Report. I'm your host, Viviana Granillo. Thank you so much for being with us. On today's show, we have your latest trending headlines, a segment with Lindita in Lindita's Kitchen, Sports Xchange with Alex and Shelley Aragon, and of course, the Chisme of the Week. So hang tight because HBTV starts now. All right, kicking it off with your latest trending headlines. In the ranking of the 20 most visited sites by Hispanics living in the U.S., Google and Facebook take the first and second positions respectively. Hispanics prefer third-party content destinations as opposed to user-generated content sites. This is reflected by the presence of recognized TV and cable companies among the most visited websites such as Comcast, NBC Universal, and CBS Interactive. Hispanics like to consume content that provides answers to everyday questions related to lifestyle, religious beliefs, and the development of different personal skills. All right, guys, in other news, in July, the GOP presidential leader Donald Trump said that Latinos love him. But by the end of the month, Latinos really weren't feeling the Trump and believe his views to be offensive. That news comes from a poll carried out by NBC News, The Wall Street Journal, and Telemundo, which found that 3 in 4 Latino respondents had a negative view of the Trump. 55% of Latino respondents said that his comments were insulting and really have no place in a campaign for president. And of course, it is damaging the GOP's image. While Trump has on more than one occasion said that he'd win the Latino vote, most Latinos can do without the Donald Trump. All right, guys, don't go anywhere because up next we have Lindita in Lindita's Kitchen.
Only 10% of us get enough daily exercise.
And that number is dropping.
Nearly 30% of us are overweight or obese.
As a result, we now have a shorter life expectancy than our parents.
But give us the right start in sports, and we'll never stop.
Learn how at activeforlife.ca.
Hola and welcome to Lindita's Kitchen. I am Lindita and today I have a fabulous dish. It's a wonderful dessert and it's my fruit ceviche and it is fresh and easy. So let's get started. And what I'm going to do first is do all my liquids because I'm going to refrigerate that in a minute. So we have 1 cup of the fresh orange juice. So you want to add that in. I squeezed it this morning. Just kidding. And then honey, you want at least a half a cup of the honey or a quarter of a cup. You know, if you want it really kind of sweet, okay? And then we're gonna add the best part, the tequila. I know. And you're gonna use a cup. I did measure it out this time because I drank the other half, just kidding. I'm full of jokes today, but this is one of my favorite recipes and you'll see why. So we're gonna stir this up. Get all the juices to blend. And you know, with this recipe, you can actually put this in the refrigerator, which I'm gonna do to chill. Okay, and then we'll get started on the rest of our dish. Okay, so we're back and in a large bowl, we're gonna mix all the rest of our ingredients. So we've got 1 mango. It's really 1 mango, that's all you need. Dice it to like smaller bite sizes, okay? And then strawberry, I did use a pint. Again, you want to cube it. So pretty and colorful that is. And the pineapple, I would go with about 2 cups of the pineapple, you know, a pint, probably do it. And the paella, as you know, paella is just, it's so refreshing and it doesn't take that much. A whole half of la paella is this. So this is all you'll need. And then we're gonna add our cantaloupe. But you know, I have so many people that, my mother-in-law, she doesn't know how to cut a cantaloupe when you're dicing it. So what I do is take a slice like this, cut it in half, and then we're just gonna go ahead and just do little teeth. My mother used to say dientitos, right? And just, whoosh, that's all you need to do. Let's see. Sorry, Mom, I had to throw you in there because she has a different way of doing it. So we're gonna add a half of cantaloupe. So all our ingredients are in there. Isn't that beautiful like this? Híjole. And not last but least, but we're gonna add our liquid with the little tequila, right? And the orange juice and the honey. So this has been chilling for a little bit, so you wanna just add it right to all your vegetables. Your vegetables, your fruit, come on. Okay, how much tequila did I have? Just kidding. Okay, so that's all you wanna do is just add it to your fruit. Mix it all up, so colorful and refreshing. And you do want to chill it for a little bit if you're going to be serving it. And before you serve it, you'll need a glass. So stick around and we'll serve it up. Well, let's serve it up. I am so ready. So you want to use a nice little glass that you have. A wine glass is also wonderful. And I like to put a little bit on the bottom. And then I'm going to add my sherbet, or you can use ice cream. And I do prefer the sherbet. I do have a lactose intolerance, right? So I have to be careful with that. So I love the sherbet, and I used the mango sherbet. Look how beautiful that is. All the juices have absorbed into all the different fruits, and it just gives it that fresh, refreshing flavor. So we're going to add more. Mira, ay, ay, ay. And I do kind of double it up a little bit because it is, you know, it's a nice dessert. So you want to kind of layer it. And we'll top it off again. You know, and it also makes a wonderful evening smoothie. So if you have all this left over, the party is gone, guess what? All you have to do is put it in a blender and make a nice smoothie, and it'll be an evening smoothie for you. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. Gracias y buenos días. And check out our show next time. See what's cooking in Lindita's kitchen. Salud. Woohoo.
Thank you, Lindita, for that fabulous recipe. All right, guys, this year the Latino Public Broadcasting, LPB, marks its Sweet 16, celebrating 16 years of developing, producing, and distributing media that portrays the richness of the Hispanic experience. LPB's recent Impact Report highlights its achievements and awards over the years. In September, LPB will team with the American Masters series for a new documentary about the eminent photographer, the late Pedro Guerrero. Since its founding, LPB has awarded over $10 million to independent producers, provided more than 200 hours of content for public television. It also has increased Latino viewership of PBS. LPB's signature arts and culture program, Voces, has looked at everything from Latinas in Hollywood to the death of journalist Ruben Salazar.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
Welcome back to another edition of the Sports Exchange. I'm Shelley Aragon. Alex is on holiday this week. I'll be covering a wide variety of trending topics surrounding the world of sports today, including David Bruton's annual Bike for Books charity event, Ronda Rousey's beatdown of Betchia Correa, and much, much more. Jumping right on into Sunday, July 26th for David Bruton's first annual Bike for Books charity event. Now that was a fun day. Great turnout, including Ben Garland, Omar Bolden, Kenny Ananuki, Joe Duncan, all amazing players for the Denver Broncos. I love the fact that everyone could participate, including kids and their parents, because you know the parents were more excited about riding with the players than the kids were. Here's a look at how the day went.
I'm here with Nick Howe, the owner of Elevation Cycles at Highlands Ranch for the first annual Bruton for Books Bike-a-thon to raise awareness on how kids can read more books and get involved more in exercise. Tell us your relationship with David in this.
Yeah, actually David had just wandered into my shop one day interested in riding in the off-season, and that just blossomed into us riding a lot more and trying different types of bikes and talking about his passions, which are education. And so we decided that we would put an event together to raise some money for his new charity.
Right now, and this year it's obviously a lot of Broncos here. Ben Garland, the Denver Broncos. I saw Ryan Harris was here as well. A few other ones. Now, talk about this event today and what's going to be happening today.
We're going to have about 150 people, and they're going to ride an 8-mile ride, really geared towards family. I think in addition to being very passionate about education, David is passionate about fitness and health as well. And so it was something we could do to bring all of those things together and get families out, have a nice, leisurely, fun 8-mile ride on a beautiful Sunday morning in the state.
Absolutely. Now, you also mentioned, Nick, that you have a couple other Elevation Cycles. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we've for some reason expanded to 3 stores now. So we have a store in Boulder and in downtown Denver, and we're just trying to bring our love for bikes to the people.
Excellent. Well, there you have it. Nick Howe, thank you so much for helping us celebrate Bruton for Books' first annual Bike-a-thon, and good luck on the event, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for coming out.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, Alex. We're here at Elevation Cycles here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Joining us is safety David Bruton for the Denver Broncos. Thanks for joining us, David. And tell us a little bit about your foundation, Bruton's Books.
It's just a foundation that's geared towards literacy. We want to focus on improving childhood literacy. There's a huge problem here where a lot of kids can't read at grade level by the time they hit 3rd grade, which directly correlates graduation rate in high school. So we definitely want to nip that issue in the bud, nip it at its source, and just not only bring books to these schools, but also bring like reading oases, bring funds to help the AmeriCorps tutors, and it's truly a true blessing that we're directly partnered with Mile High United Way and the efforts that they put forth as well. So it's just geared towards making a difference academically.
So I feel like a charity foundation was a long time coming for you. So what was the about Bruton's Books that was kind of special to you?
Well, I wanted to give back in a different way. A lot of guys do football camps and things along that line. Something geared towards athletics, and I wanted to do something geared towards being a nerd in a sense. I was a big nerd in college. Brian Dawkins used to call me a nerd when he was here. So it's just something I wanted to do, something different. Just because I know education means so much in our world, and not everybody's going to be able to backpedal or play the football in the air or go tackle somebody, but every kid has a chance to read.
And you're right, most people do football camps, and we're here at a bike run today, so that's something else that's close to your heart.
Oh yeah, definitely. This was my main form of transportation back in the day. This is how I got to practice, got to those 6 a.m. workouts when I was in high school. It was all on 2 wheels, and it's just something that I got back into this year, and it's been very beneficial to my conditioning and my cardio and being able to recover and make plays that I needed to make throughout OTAs. Absolutely.
And speaking of OTAs, so training camp in just a couple of days. Mm-hmm. How does this differ from your first training camp? What was that, 7 years ago?
Yeah, I'm old.
So back then to this year, what are you looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to that opportunity to be out there on the field every day. Every play, every day, just trying to be that number 1 guy, being every down safety. I love special teams. I love making plays out there on 4th down, but I also love making plays on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down as well. So that's my individual goal, is to be a starter for the Denver Broncos.
Absolutely. And you've had some time with Gary Kubiak this year, this summer. Tell me your thoughts so far.
It's a different coach than Coach Fox, different than McDaniels. Every coach brings their own flavor here, but overall a good guy, and guys are definitely buying into the system, and we know what we have to do. We're behind the 8 ball as far as learning, because a lot of teams have their previous coach still there, so we just have to put in much more effort, in the classroom or on the field, to make sure we have this game as polished as possible through his game plan.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with us, and best of luck to you this season.
Thank you.
David Bruton, Denver Broncos safety.
I'm here with Ben Garland, number 63 of the Denver Broncos. First of all, thank you, Ben, for coming out today to Bruton for Books Bike-a-thon. Tell us what your involvement today is.
I mean, I'm going to get out here riding bikes so we can help out kids read some books.
Right. Now, obviously, it's kind of a warm day. Training camp less than a week away. I don't want you guys getting hurt. Are you going to be riding today?
I'm going to be riding today.
Okay. Have you picked out your bike?
I'm riding my bike. It's blue and orange. Got to represent the Broncos.
Okay. Now, Ben is in his 6th season with the Denver Broncos from the Air Force Academy, one of my favorite Broncos, just so you know. This year, obviously, with Kubiak coming in with camp less than 7 days away, talk about what your thoughts are going into this season.
I'm excited. I mean, this is going to be my year, and this is going to be the Broncos' year. We're going to be playing hard, fighting hard, and I'm looking forward to training camp.
Right, and now you started off on defense when you came out of college, okay? And then you did the transition to offense. How has that become now your position, left guard, right?
Yes, sir. It's been night and day. I mean, defense and offense is completely different, but I think it's helped me a lot understanding how the defense and where they're coming from, and I'm really excited about it this year.
Now, Gary Kubiak's philosophy obviously is a little bit different than Coach Fox's from last year. They were more of a run-oriented with a fullback in the offense kind of style. This year with the add of a fullback, how does that make the offensive line more of a cohesive unit, or is it kind of a man gap kind of blocking scheme? With
it's definitely going to be more of a zone scheme, and we're going to be working together, and I think we're going to have a really tight-knit group up front.
Okay. Well, best of luck for you, Ben. Thank you so much for taking the time out today. Remember, camp is only 7 days away. Don't get hurt out there. Good luck this season. All right, thank you so much. Back to you.
I'm here with Wendy Ingram, the event coordinator. Wendy, thank you so much for joining us, and tell us about Bruton's book and today's event.
Well, thank you very much for being out here. Yeah, it's a pretty special day. I've been riding with David for a couple months, and he has this amazing foundation called Bruton Books, which helps childhood illiteracy here in Denver, and we wanted to help him out. And his friend Nick, who's also my friend that owns Elevations, we got together and devised a plan to have a family fun ride.
Absolutely, and it looks great. A nice turnout. They're all riding the bike right now. So more events planned after they finish the bike ride.
We do. We have a fun-filled day. We're going to get Broncos on trikes where they're going to race the kids across the parking lot. And then we have a dunk tank for a Bronco to sit in so you can actually dunk a Bronco. And and the bouncy house and food and entertainment. And, we just want people to embrace David's charity and what he's trying to accomplish and get some exercise while doing it.
Absolutely. I can't wait to watch the Broncos on the tricycle. So people watching this at home, how can they get involved?
They can go to brutonsbooks.org, and there's a whole setup page where you can donate books and money, which is very helpful for his cause.
Absolutely. You said that's brutonsbooks.org?
brutonsbooks.org, yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you.
Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. Have a good day.
David Bruton's charity foundation, Bruton's Books, was launched in April to help low-income children become strong readers through tutoring and by providing books to underfunded schools, libraries, and classrooms. For more information, check out brutonsbooks.org. And this next woman making history in sports is kind of a badass. I'll start from the beginning. During the owners' meetings in March, someone asked Bruce Arians about the possibility of female coaches in the NFL. Arians' response? The minute they can prove they can make a player better. Noting that's all any player ever really wants. Well, fast forward to Monday, July 27th, the Arizona Cardinals have hired Jen Welter as a training camp coaching intern. The petite 5'2", 130-pounder will bring plenty of experience including coaching and playing. She became the first female to play a non-kicking position in men's professional football when she played running back for the Texas Revolution of the Indoor Football League in 2014. Welter was not hired as a full-time assistant, but will be one of 7 coaching interns working with the team during training camp. Hey, it's a start. And in NASCAR, Brad Keselowski finished second in Sunday's NASCAR Sprint Cup Windows 10 400, but had one less than stellar moment during the race. Keselowski didn't stop quickly enough during one pit stop, sending members of his pit crew flying. Amazingly, no one was seriously injured, although the incident was surely embarrassing for all involved. He later apologized to his crew over the in-car radio system, saying his brakes locked up as he attempted to stop. After his second-place finish on Sunday, the 2012 Sprint Cup champion ranked 6th in this year's point standings. And this next female is not kind of a badass, she is a badass. Ronda Rousey defended her bantamweight title by knocking out Bethe Correia in only 34 seconds into the first round at UFC 190 on Saturday night. It was yet another impressive performance by Rousey, who improved to 12-0 in her incredible MMA career. The UFC's biggest star arrived in Rio as the overwhelming favorite against Korea 9-1 after winning her previous 3 defenses in a combined 96 seconds. Rousey, who has been UFC's most dominant champion and is redefining the sport, has won 11 of her fights in the first round while being taken to the third only once against Miesha Tate back in 2013. That wraps up another edition of the Sports Exchange. I'm Shelley Aragon. Thanks for joining me, and Alex and I will see you again next week.
Thank you, Alex and Shelley Aragon, for the awesome segment of HBTV Sports Exchange. All right, guys, finally, can I have a drum roll because the Cheeseman of the Week is here, and the Cheeseman of the Week comes from the sports world. After an 80-game drug suspension, New York Mets reliever Jenry Mejia was banned for an additional 162 games. This after a second positive test for performance-enhancing drugs. He was suspended on April 11th after testing positive for stenozol, whatever it is. I can't even name that drug. In a statement, Mejia said, "I can honestly say I have no idea how a banned substance ended up in my system." The 2 penalties cost Mejia over $2 million of his salary. For that reason, that makes Jenry Mejia the Cheeseman winner of the week. Congratulations! All right, guys, that has been all for this week. I'm your host, Viviana Granillo. Stay tuned for next week. We have something special prepared for you guys. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.